There are many causes, especially of fail in the examination, because our student is most of the students of our country do not feel any attraction to learn this foreign language, and they have tendencies, as I have seen, to especially do well in the examination to get pass mark. Getting pass mark, they said that is called it is enough. But the student is especially who are passing their ACC, after the completion of ACC, they are getting admitted themselves. Suppose Pali, political science, social science, geography, chemistry, forestry, biology, geology, other subject accordingly. Later part of their life, if they are interested to join in get job, BCS job, banking job, other sector and section, they ought to just know this subject properly. Because on the other hand, when they will go, in order to just participate not only examination but Viva, in Viva board I should share with you something. Most of the question will come from English and they will interrogate you. Since they will interrogate you, therefore the especially causes of weakness of fail in the examination, you can understand is everything and you don't have any problem. But from today, you will take step to especially study at least 2 or 3 hours per day. And by this and that, the shortcoming is what you have personal shortcoming, you need to just cover it. But no one will come in order to cover your especially that is called your heart, your personal problem. In the time of evaluating honors examination under that is called the National Varsity, I have noticed many standard writing, middle below standard is writing, middle class is writing, different kinds of writing. I also noticed here, especially in honors section, that is called they did not read book at all, they did not know syllabus, they do not know from where this question has come, and especially some of them wrote haphazard writing. But I should share with you something. Any examination, if any student would write haphazard writing without meaning, without especially that is called exceptional thing, and this student cannot reach their targeted goal. But how long will you cheat with yourself, and how long will you perform anti-self introspection? Because if you perform anti-self introspection, in the long run, you are to suffer and you can easily understand about your wrong, about your right, about your especially this and that unfulfillment. By this is why you can fulfill your gap that you are getting. But suppose a man who has taken loan 1 crore taka from the bank in order to make a building, he has made building, he is getting rent per month. But especially this particular person, sometimes he gives installment, kisti, sometimes he does not give installment, and he purchases Prado, Mercedes car, etc., etc. But in this and that, after 5 to 6 years, if he does not give his installment, and this burden will be largest one. Similarly, our students who do not practice this subject properly and deeply, in the time of their examination, admission is a battle, let alone is service. The first problem in admission is the battle. It is being proved throughout the whole country in 2022. Whatever might be our students could understand this matter, what kind of shortcoming is they had, how they could study, how they didn't study, what kind of special thing, what types of examination they appeared, what is it, what is right side, left side, this and that. Of course they could understand this matter. But by understanding this matter in the examination hall, is it ever possible on the part of yourself to know or to complete your especially targeted syllabus in this time? Never possible. For this reason, from the very beginning of especially life, you may study. And especially general knowledge, our primary school students may study. Secondary sector section, higher secondary section is they can acquire fundamental knowledge. Lot of justice, especially that you are getting books, they can collect, like how to read that is called English newspaper, and we are getting suffix and prefix, the book of preposition, as well as especially phrasal phrase, etc. and different types of dictionaries, English to Bengali, Bengali to English, as well as especially English to English, Oxford, Cambridge. You are getting Longman dictionary. Besides this, you can get other dictionaries which are being printed from India. You can get those books at Chittagong, just especially this and that. Chittagong you are getting, as well as Dhaka Nilkhet, and you are also just getting this book at Shai Bazar in Rajshahi. Other places I should share with you something. There are many books, many writers had written many things. Of course, our children of this country who are primary section students, teach them properly so that you can just get best fruit. But if that school is especially children means especially like a plant, you have bought a plant from the Army Justice, especially that is called tree fair, plants fair, গাছের মেলা থেকে, and you have planted it at home that you are getting, but you need to just especially that is called make a circle by the help of bamboo. You need to water the plant, you need to take care of the plant. Sometimes especially must utilize what fertilizer, manure, other thing. In order to protect the tree from that is called insect, you must especially use insecticide, some medicine. You can take instruction especially if you have many trees, just plants in your garden from an agriculturist. Agriculturist shall give you the decision. Similarly, our students should take care in this way. Our children students of this country, of course, if you make a garden, you are taking necessary steps especially for them in order to protect your garden to become benefited financially or commercially. But similarly, just especially if you are interested to build the students quality, you must take care like especially a gardener. Now look at a poultry farm. A man especially who has poultry farm, he takes special care. I should share with you. One day I was especially returning from college to Pabna. A gentleman especially who was my co-passenger, and he said he has biggest farm, poultry farm, and per day especially he gets more than 5 to 10,000 eggs. And he also appointed a doctor for this section, and the doctor takes special care especially for the poultry. And there are some other workers especially that is called they also work. But the doctor notices which thing that is called I should share with you something about the disease of poultry. What kind of treatment should be taken for them, what kind of medicine should be applied for them, what kind of food should be given for them, what kind of seasonal things should be given for them. And that gentleman just especially said to me, around my poultry farm I have also planted especially many banana trees. I said, why? He said, especially to make the environment cool and calm you are getting. And beside this, there are many fans there. But if electricity is absent in the time of load shedding, we have a personal generator. Generator is being used. But especially that particular person, grower of poultry, he said, within especially 7 years, I lost probably maybe just especially 8 to 10 is especially poultry died. It means he took special care, so poultry damage did not come. Dear listener, speaker, other person, by the help of poultry, what do I mean? Since especially poultry farmer is especially cultivator engaged what? Engaged especially a doctor, physician for the poultry. You may just especially engage a professional person, skilled especially teachers for your sons and daughters. You can also just do this section so that the teacher can take necessary step. Weekly examination should be taken, and special care should be taken, and what kind of problem he is facing especially it should be done. Of course, look at American society and teachers of those countries, of course, who are female, and they are dancing with the children to give them mental merriment. The children are getting mental merriment, of course, it is getting monotonous life cannot be helpful. whatever is might be. But my question is that this is suppose you are eating everyday pulao or biryani, everyday pulao biryani, pulao biryani, pulao biryani. Dear special learners and listeners, how long will you be able to just eat pulao biryani? Probably you will tell is I do not get any taste. For this reason, special other items can be cooked like you are getting vegetables, dal, small fish, other items you are getting in this and that you can especially make your table, dining table very comfortable for you. Similarly, just especially for the students of us, you need to take a necessary step for their recreation. I should share with you something special. You need to give them is recreation, and the children is parents. I should share with you something. Sometimes you can just especially start to read the Quran. You can also especially say that you are getting what is that গজল মোহাম্মদ নাম জপেছিলি বলবলিতে আগে তাই কিন্তু তোর কণ্ঠের গান এতই মধুর লাগে. Your son especially is facing dozy numbness you are is getting. In the meantime, you must not slap him or her. চট্টর মারে দেবেন না, চর মারবেন না. Do not especially be, just slap is on the cheek of your sons and daughter, even your kith and kin relative is etc. অপরকে চর দিলে তো আপনার আনন্দ লাগে, তাই না? নিজে একটা চর খেয়ে দেখেন তো কেমন লাগে। আরেকজনকে বলেন তো আপনার গালে একটা চর দিতে, দেখেন তো কেমন লাগে। দুইটা চর খান নাকি একটা চর খায় ভালো লাগে না, আরেকটা খান তাহলে খেয়ে দেখেন দুইটা কেমন লাগে। তারপরে যদি ভালো লাগে তাহলে আপনি আরেকজনকে আঘাত করেন, আর যদি দেখেন যে চর খেয়ে ভালো লাগে টাকেন না, তাহলে মানুষকে আঘাত করবেন না। Whatever is might be social days should not be beaten. Suppose especially they are inattentive on that is a particular time, you may sing a song. Your especially the school children is the mother can't sing a song. For the children, of course, it is getting or other recreational side is you can also take them, and so that is they can get recreation. In recreation, of course, your children is your son is sitting especially that school beside you. You can ask your children. What kind of question can you ask? You may tell your child, by bus, by car, by launch, by steamer, by aeroplane, etc. Again, is you can teach another issue in the morning, in the afternoon, at noon. Day before start yesterday, one day I noticed especially a gentleman who was teaching his daughter that you are getting neither nor, either or. আমার সামনে দিয়ে এই ভদ্রলোক তার মেয়েটাকে এভাবে শেখাচ্ছিলেন, আমি থামিয়ে দিলাম, বললাম যে ভুল শেখাবেন না, বলেন নিদার নর ইদার অর, টেল প্লিজ নিদার নর ইদার অর, নাইদার না, নিদার নর ইদার অর। লোকটার সাথে সাথে শুরু করে দিল। দি ম্যান স্পেশাল ফলোড মি দেন ইন দেয়ার হি সাইড স্পেশালি নিদার নর ইদার অর, নিদার নর। So if you depend especially on the teachers, only it is not possible on the part of you to make your son well educated, to make your daughter well educated. Of course, you should not forget that your sons and daughter are your especially most important asset for your future. If you can build their career, if you can build their nature, nurture, thought, conception, and they will stand beside your grave when you will go. On that particular time, they will say to the court of Almighty, Rabbir Hamhuma, Kama Rabbayani Sugira. Don't especially children see how to dance, how to follow, especially Indian dancer, singer or something is like that. That's this and that you are getting. Recreation does not indicate is especially to teach, especially them ugly thought, ugly conception, obscene dance, objectionable dance. You should not teach them. You must teach them in such a way so that especially your children can be assets in mundane world for you, for the family, for the society. Similarly, your children can be assets, and especially after your death, by which they can stitch their hands to the court of Almighty to tell Rabbir Hamhuma Kama Rabbayani Sugira. So there are so many causes, especially in this section. You see, therefore, you see, I would like to give instruction in this section. Adult education should be started. If adult education should be started, you see, from the grassroots level to higher level, I should share with you something. Suppose higher level is means very rich man, but he does not know how to read and write. Very wealthy man, he does not, especially he knows how to put his signature. Very wealthy person, especially he has mills and factories, but he does not know how to speak in English fluently, how to deliver his speeches, especially going at home and abroad, how to deal with foreign buyers, etc. But he doesn't know. It is not his wrong, because he did not get opportunity. It is not his wrong, it is not there, it's wrong. I should share with you something. In the chance that be friend for your children. Take care of your children, especially spend some hours and time. But especially that is called as your child is saying, yes, father, I am learning, yes, mother, I am learning. But if you enter into his or her room, you will notice especially she is watching some dances of Indian heroine, or acting of especially Bangladeshi hero and heroine, or some other justice sites, etc., and various kinds of objectionable thing and site that you are getting. Obscene site is of modernity, world and technology that you are getting, and in the chance that your especially sons and daughter may be addicted to objectionable life, and if your sons and daughter becomes accustomed objectionable life, of course, how long will you guard them? How long you will get them is in the month of, especially that is called in the month of winter, under quilt or blanket she will wash very objectionable flame, objectionable sight, objectionable action, etc. Can you guard especially him or her 24 hours? No. So what can you do? Of course, you can just especially teach Islamic education. Islamic education would be able to just change the nature, nurture, thought, conception of your children. Your children especially will be men of men, manusher moto manush hobe. But if your children especially become drug addicted, what kind of result will come? In our country, many especially young son, teenage son, who kills mother, who kills especially father. Oishi, who was especially daughter of police officer, she killed her parents, we know. In the and that there are so many Oishis, there are so many especially boys and girls, teenagers, who kill their parents. There are some person, of course, I should share a lady who shared with me one thing, and he used to just especially torture his parents always, and tried his best especially to beat them, but later on he had to die. Pathetic end, pathetic is the death. Pathetic is the death. The lady just shared with me. She said, sir, I have seen the person who behaved especially with parents, and very often he tried his best to beat them, and in the and that his modern motion, thought, conception, ideology, philosophy, he spoke like a barking dog, and especially this and that his nature was very dark and dirty. He would not behave with his parent properly and perfectly. He did not know what is the dignity of parents. He did not understand this matter, how to show due respect to our superiors. He did not know how to just perform our duty and responsibility. And especially I have seen this man, when he died pathetically, suffered seriously. No doctor could catch his disease. Ultimately, honorable guardian of this country, especially take a step, and especially you may be a student again. I am not telling to go to school, college, university to become a student. You may practice at home. Practice at home. I should share with you something, this and that you are getting in Kumilla. I should share with you something, a gentleman, and especially he was very cautious in nature, this person. But especially when he became 25, and his father married him off. When he became 27, he got a son. When he became especially 30 years old, his son became probably 5 years old. After it this man, this story happened many years ago. This man is used to teach his son. His son and he got admitted himself in his school, another school. His son especially completed which thing, SSC, and he also passed his SSC. Son and father. from another school. And on that is a particular time, this especially father got job in primary school, and he sent his especially son is to Dhaka College. His son completed his intermediate from Dhaka College, got especially, and he got admitted himself into Dhaka University. Later part of his life, he became BCS officer. Father is primary school teacher. Father remained as a primary school teacher. Son especially became a BCS holder. Here I should share with you one thing, this and that, education can't be gained at any age, any time that you are getting. And in this way and that way, if you practice yourself, obviously your sons and daughter will be educated from your especially thought and conception, ideology, philosophy. Honorable guardians, discuss many important element is before your sons and daughter. I should share with you something. This particular is Ashura. Later on I am going to discuss inshallah about this Ashura, and especially we are getting at least 30 stories on this particular Ashura. On this particular Ashura, I should share with you something. Ibrahim al-Aslam was born on this is especially particular day Ashura. Just Hazrat Ibrahim you are getting name. Hazrat Adam al-Aslam especially was born on that particular is Ashura. Adam al-Aslam and Hawa al-Aslam is got opportunity to meet together is going to Arafat. In this and that I will discuss inshallah later on about the importance of Ashura and what happened. Not only departure of Imam Hassan and Hussain, but also so many things happened on this particular day. However, especially I would like to discuss something. As 1400 years ago, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to this world. On that time, it was the Akhiri Jamana, last part of the world. So, in this and that is so many things which are happening. Whatever is might be, present condition of the world is not satisfactory. If you cannot guide your sons and daughter, if your sons and daughter become unguided, out of control, on that time you shall have to give compensation. You shall have to give compensation. You will be responsible for your sons and daughter. Do not especially damage their career, make them understand, and if you beat them physically, mentally, sociologically, psychologically, geographically, pathetically, and by beating you cannot change them. You may mix with them like a friend, like an ideal father, like an ideal mother. I should share with you something, this and that. In this and that, of course, you can just cast his or her fault. You must teach especially him or her, I mean your sons and daughter properly and befitting manner. By this issue, they can change themselves. Suppose your son has become drug addicted. By purchasing a cane, if you start beating on the back of your son, maybe daughter, or something like that, is it ever possible on the part of you to change him? Never possible. How you can change him? You must consult with that famous doctor of this section, and doctor will advise you, take him your heart to doctor. Doctor especially will give him or her treatment. Getting treatment especially you can notice him or her so that he must not be misguided. Let him especially read many Islamic books which will be helpful for him to become especially that is called well expert in this section. And later on especially that is called if you try your best to make him misguided, he will not be misguided. Whatever it might be, I should share with you something, this and that, in this and that many changeable creature. We are human being. We can change ourselves. We can be man of man. We can be strongest person. We can acquire a special sense of civilization. We can acquire knowledge from the autobiography of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Khulafa Rashidin, Abdul Qadir Jilani rahmatullah, 1,24,000 Paygambar, the person who sacrificed their life at the battlefield of Karbala in different period. Of course, it is getting from the autobiography of Hazrat Shah Jalal, who came to Sylhet, taking 350 saints, and especially he crossed the river Shurma, especially on his prayer is met. Going that place, especially he faced a lot of problems because of Raja Gaur Gobindo, and this particular person I should share with you something. And they started to perform Ajan. The building is especially, Royal Palace of Raja Govinda destroyed is totally. Raja Govinda somehow he eloped. In the and that, of course, especially teach your sons and daughter the autobiography of very famous person, how they became a successful. Let your sons and daughter read this Dale Carnegie Samagra, Luthuramang Samagra, Shakespeare Samagra, autobiography of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, autobiography of other famous person of the world, and let your sons and daughter read this in English version is Michael Hart. Michael Hart, American writer, of course, you can top to teach them Michael Hart. Michael Hart is very famous. It's a book that you're finding. Of course, let your sons and daughter read this book, and they would be able to gain its quality and capacity. But let your sons and daughter acquire its versatile ability so that they can be international standard citizen. They can bring many things for the betterment of your own life as well as for the special betterment of the society. By this issue, of course, you can just go ahead, and your sons and daughter who are interested to go to America, Canada, Australia, China, Japan, Norway, Korea, other countries of the world, I should share with you. You must teach them especially intonation. Intonation especially cannot be taught to your sons and daughter overnight. It will take long time. But intonation, especially you are getting, you can start your journey today in the channel that I should share with you. You can teach your sons and daughter in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Thus you can teach your son. Again you can teach in this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. In the channel that you can teach especially them foreign intonation to make especially themselves international one. Honorable listeners, dear students, I do not wish to blame anyone. The time is what is being lost is from the life of you. Rebuild your career, rebuild your future, and perform your trust connection. By thinking about this sinking Titanic ship, we will not be able to get this Titanic. By thinking about, especially I should share with you something other is a lost thing. Spelt milk you would not be able to get. By losing Twin Tower, of course it is getting. By being anxious, you will not be able to get this thing. By losing, especially most important is the people of this country. If we lament, if we beat our forehead, if we beat our chest, if we beat our especially that is called other parts of the body, we will not be able to get them settled, because many short-lived creatures so take a step for them. By the boundless merciful Almighty Allah, I am fully optimistic to discuss many things about the cause of fail in English in this country, how to get remedy. You ought to get this remedy, ought to get, you need to get, you ought to get, ought to get. You are getting, I think you have understood this meaning, and you will be able to get a lot of intonation from me by the grace of Almighty that you're finding here, and so that your sons and daughters may just go to America, and especially other country you are getting Toronto, other country you are getting especially Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, other countries is Brunei, you are getting Great Britain, England, Ireland, Scotland, you are finding it here. But of course you may try your best to do this section in a befitting manner, and I should share with you another point for yourself that you are finding. And next step, by the grace of Almighty Allah, you are going to get inshallah other information how to develop the qualities of your student, and how to especially that is called decrease the students who are going to be dropout. We must decrease especially such kind of students who are especially going to drop out from primary section, secondary section, higher secondary section, other sector and section. Of course there is getting befitting manner. I wish you benefit. I pray to the God of Almighty for you all who are listening my voice, and you will pray for me so that it is possible on the part of me to publish my video frequently one after another. Allah Hafiz. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.